Right, good evening. Welcome to episode 5 of the Blackwood podcast, Morning Wood. We have two gentlemen with us tonight who are now fronting the club. As you like to say, I don't know, like driving the bus or working the ship up the sea, I'm not sure. But so two stalwarts of the club. And we've had a bit of trouble lately with my introduction into the club. Somebody seems to want to turn my picture upside down. And Richard have had to go out and buy beading to stop somebody turning the picture upside down. So I'm causing a bit of problems in the club at the moment. Yeah. I'm causing problems for Richard, who is the chairman of the club, and Martin Barber, who's vice chairman of the club. So welcome this evening to the podcast studio, boys.
Thank you both.
Thank you for coming in. Thank you.
So start us off quickly. Stalwarts of the club. We'll talk about that. But obviously in the position of chairman and vice chairman, how did that come about?
Well, no one else wanted the job.
No, I asked Richard, would he take the chair? And he said, "What do you think about it?" The next thing he said, "I will." He said, "But you'll have to go vice chair." And that's how it came about.
So by asking him, you drop yourself in as well. Then.
Exactly. Yeah.
But also it came at the time when I retired from the police.
Yeah. You had more time, Rich. You had more time.
A bit more time, yeah.
More time.
I work part-time, so a bit more time so I can put into the club. So that's why I took it. And also it was actually vacant at that time winning the chairmanship. I think we were vacant for 2 years? Was it 2 years?
Was it? You were without the chairman for 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Because it takes a lot of time up.
Oh, it's a thankless role. It's a thankless role, chair and vice chair.
Well, thankless role, but it is rewarding as well. Like to run a club like we've got now is must be so rewarding. So yeah, it's not to be done a couple of hours a week, is it? You know.
Well, you're both down your lots anyway. So.
Yeah. So from a player,
we just find it. There's a lot of other people doing the work of the day-to-day running of the business. Really, we sort of front the rugby, really, don't we? And
it's something we'll touch on later on. I think from a rugby club to a business, which is a nice balance that we've got at the moment. So I think. We brought you in tonight, boys, because we want to, obviously from a respect point of view and the club, from a knowledge point of view, what your roles are and how important it is to the club. But it's come from a rugby background, I suppose. And so, Rich, as a rugby player, I know exactly how your rugby career went, but did it start as a young kid, 8 years of age, or how did it get going?
Well, it started with Martin, 8 years old, down in Pont Minis. We started together down there, under 8s, went right through then. Right through the age groups, right through the under 15s and 16s, and then we came into youth together then in Blackwood.
Because Pont Rugby Club, Tanner, you know enough about Pont Rugby Club. I played for Pont at 8 years of age. They missed out a bit, haven't they, to be honest. They missed out on talent, didn't
they had a massive mini
junior section. I played there and they had a good 15, so we thank Pont for that, but it's, you've got to start somewhere, haven't you? You're in rugby, and it's a pity that, everybody seems to be moving away from that club, really, with talent, so...
And great coaches, obviously at the time with Frank Jones, right. And obviously the late Mike Thompson, who were massive for me and Martin. Obviously they came through from under 8s and they were with us right through to under 16s. Yeah. And obviously your dad was obviously involved in the under 16, reffing and different things.
Yes, well, I did you off here.
So I was going to say, and that brings us on the next thing. So under 16s at Pont and then came to Blackwood Youth. So how did you transfer from Pont 16s to Blackwood Youth? What was that then?
Sid used to ref us on a Sunday morning. And then after the game then, he'd be talking to us about why did he come and play for my youth side, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah,
so as schoolboys, we ended up here, I think, 15, 16.
16,
yeah.
It takes a lot, doesn't it? I don't say he's a good my dad, but it takes that little bit of extra work outside the box.
Pont didn't have the under 16 side or youth side at the time, so the avenue was here, really, wasn't it?
Okay. So from your younger days, and obviously being in Blackwood Youth, then that built, obviously played together in youth together, yeah? Because I can't remember it rightly, but I grew up around it. And then became stalwarts as far as I'm concerned. I played with you two guys and your stalwarts of the club with over 100 games each, So was that an inspirational time where you wanted to move from Blackwood? Did you want to stay with the town to play, or did you want to move?
Well,
was that your ambition to play elsewhere? Or move up into...
in terms of when I left youth, I was quite happy to play for Blackwood. There was a certain scrum half, Johnny Hodges, another Premiership scrum half. Johnny came straight out. He was getting the nod, obviously in the first team at the time. I was a bit young and raw. John was a lot stronger, good boot, better football all round.
Yeah.
So basically he was getting the nod really. Pontypool then, the scrum half got injured over there in November, so I'd been out a couple of months. They asked me to come over for training. They had a big game against Bath. on the Wednesday night. So I had 2 sessions over there. David Bishop was in prison at the time, won't die. So
you got a book out at the moment, mate.
Yeah, you might be in there, Rich.
I tried to order it last night.
You might be in there, Rich. You might be in there.
Went over training. My father obviously was a Blenavon boy. He played all his youth rugby, had all his schoolboy caps, and his youth caps obviously with Pontypool. So he grew up with Pross, Ivor Taylor, Mark, and the boys over there. Bob Jeremiah was a good mate of his. Bob was a secretary at the time. I had a couple of sessions over there. Kevin obviously with the pod last week.
Yes.
Kev was over there. Roger Big was in the centre.
Yeah, Rog.
Roger was living in Kevin Road at the time. Kev was living down the road.
Sweet,
travelling over with them.
Brilliant.
Luckily it went well, the training, and then we played Barfield on the Wednesday night. Like I said, 12,000 people, like Kev said last week. These games were massive in the day. I mean, Pontypool at the time and a lot of other Welsh clubs were playing Anglo-Welsh, so they were playing Gloucester, Bristol, Bath, and then Eton, Sale on a regular basis.
Yeah, I think for Mark, but for yourself, right? I think on the cusp of Welsh International, as far as I'm concerned, at the time when he was playing at the top, you again, I think, was overlooked as a Gwent player, and it's he was good enough, Rich. We think I thought he was good enough. And just that chance.
There's hundreds of players in Wales that could have.
Oh, of course.
Phil Steele was here at a dinner, and he's right, really. He said, Rich, you in front of 200 people, Rich, you could have had a cap. We just weren't good enough.
Yeah.
And that's,
it comes down to that, doesn't it?
What it is. I mean, don't get me wrong.
And again, sorry to going on by you, but for you, Mark, I played with you and he was good enough to play a level which Richard played and maybe played for Wales. Talk about Di Roberts past, God bless him. It's just that little bit of like certain games where you show yourself, and you had the potential then. You had the talent.
I didn't quite have the pace, to be honest. That was my downfall. But I enjoyed myself. I played 236 games. Picked up quite a few injuries on the way. It cost me a lot of games, to be honest. But
236 games for a club is a hell of an achievement anyway. That's an achievement of his own.
Considering I missed about 3 seasons worth of it with injuries, I would say. So I come here sort of centenary, got into the first team, and then I stayed here till I was 32 then. So
superb. And it's a grounding to lead a club, as far as I'm concerned. If you've got a rugby club and a chairman comes in, maybe from a business point of view, who hasn't played for the club, got a little bit of knowledge about it, but your connection with the club is exactly what you need to get the right feeling, the culture, I suppose, the culture in a rugby club.
We've been here from the amateur days right the way to the semi-professional year, of all the ups and downs of what's happened in the club. And I think now, we got the ground and we know the battles ahead. But at the moment, what's relying on our junior section, it's awesome. We got some wonderful kids coming up from our junior section. And we, top credit to all those volunteers below us.
Absolutely
doing our job.
Yeah, it's relying on that, and you're building, like I said, a culture as far as I'm concerned. You're building coming into the club this year. Working with Terry by you, any bet?
Yeah, we spoke on previous weeks about obviously players coming through Blackwood, maybe good enough to move on to higher clubs, and obviously working with them players, wishing them well. And then, like yourself, Rich, then coming back, serving the club again, like Matt, you stay long standing, staying here. But it's not just during the career of playing, and it's after. And obviously giving back after, and you both not only give on the field, but like I know, Matt, you've been involved with coaching as well, and now you're on the committee side. It's just a long period of just giving. It's, you've served the club as a player, but now you're both serving the club off the field as well, which is amazing, really. I think it's having that encouragement and culture of hopefully more people will do the same.
One of my questions, boys, right? Legend of Blackwood Rugby Club, still imperfect, God bless his soul. Had a different way of working, I think, to you boys, didn't he? He had a different outlook on how a chairman should run a club. And I think it's a massive different culture change in a good way. Not to say, sorry, I didn't mean that Owen didn't run it in the proper way, but there's a different discipline in this club right now. And it's more you're relaxed. It was always like a discipline, you're going to get in trouble if you do something wrong. With this club at the moment, from your leadership, the behaviour is impeccable without even threatening them to be disciplined.
I've said to Richard loads of times, and the way I look at it is, I want the boys to take ownership of this club. The beauty of Blackwood Rugby Club, nobody owns Blackwood Rugby Club. It's a members-owned club. If you play for this club, you own Blackwood Rugby Club, you know. So that's the way we promote it, you know, and
like
that's the way we look at it, you know. If you put the shirt on for Blackwood, you've got as much right to be in here as everybody else, you know.
That's right,
I think, like with Owen, 32 years as chairman, certainly I take things that, good points in Owen, right? Discipline is important. Yeah. We've obviously brought in various rules within the club, like any club, all right, and it's important to enforce those rules. Discipline. I mean, obviously we've got a bit of a disciplinary panel, obviously myself and Simon, and Martin sits in it as well. Deal with players, deal with committee, deal with members who have done whatever, damage, whatever it is. We've had players in front.
Simon Williams part of that, do you say?
No, Simon Knight.
Simon Knight, sorry. When you said Simon Williams, because he's retired.
When things happen, I mean, obviously that's unacceptable. So we sit them down formal. And
You'll be in there soon, but
we actually take formal action. So we've had players paying for damage, and then we say to them, this is your club, boys. You respect it. If you don't respect it, one, you're not welcome. Or two, come on.
It's something
it's
something that's hit me because I've been involved in clubs. The latest one, Penarth Rugby Club, great club, and there was issues there with the young players. But in this club at the moment, they just know how to behave in a good way, in a respectful way, but in also a rugby smart way as well. They
have plenty of fun, and they're class clowns, a lot of them.
They control themselves, don't they?
Yeah.
You know, you don't see any trouble, and that's, it was very rare to see that. I used to remember Roxy and Nelly Hawkins coming through windows, and Owen used to go nuts, didn't he? Owen had a fit like. He was always on to Roxy, wasn't he? Roxy, listen to this.
Oh, I think they still do the daft stuff. I just think they're held more accountable for it than they obviously.
So being chairman, is it something that you thought, well, this is easier than I thought it was going to be, or was it thinking, this is exactly how it's going to be?
No, it's quite hard actually, to be honest with you.
I bet it is. I can imagine.
Different things come up on a weekly basis. It's dealing with individuals, it's dealing with members, it's dealing with everything. Committee as well. All right, everyone's got ideas about the way the club should be going. Like I said, myself and Matt are on the same wavelength.
It's brilliant,
we know exactly where we want to go. Where we are at the moment, we're not paying any players. No. Yeah, we're paying our coaches, our head coaches, our physios obviously, because obviously they put a lot of time in as well. And where we're going with it, I think the boys are responding to the coaches. Steve came in, and then we had the opportunity of getting Di Lynch in. I think Di has been a massive turnaround for the coaching ethos in the club.
Yeah, I think a compliment to Steve and Di. I think for me, what I've seen of Di, he's been outstanding, and it's just it looks like he's in control of everything. He's not trying to make effort. He's just on a playing field, and he's getting people. He's got a great way with players, and he's educating them in the best way possible.
I pair them together a good part.
Oh, they're good match.
Tremendous,
But also, don't forget, I mean, we've taken on the side a lot fitter this year. Right, without a doubt, Owen Williams, Yoda, right, has made a big difference.
Oh yeah, well, all the coaches.
A big difference. You got Bomb, right, Russell, Jacob Allen, right.
Yeah.
His first year in senior coaching last year, really. So he's being mentored by Steve and Di. He's seeing how it should be done properly.
Yeah,
especially with Di professional, especially analysis.
Yeah,
right?
great. He's a nice spot. Yeah, nice man. He's doing well.
You then got Phil, right. He's obviously involved. He's learning. All right. He's looking into his coaching awards, hopefully. Right, so and he's in that rugby bubble, and what a bubble it is to be.
Yeah,
fantastic.
And it's not like I just think it's great. I think it's like from what I've experienced to this, what it is now is everything that makes a successful team.
Yeah, but it's not about one team, is it? It's about two teams. That's the first, the Griffins and the youth. Right. So what we've done, we sat down with the rugby committee, myself, Martin, sat down and thought, right, how are we going to improve the whole collective? Yeah. So Kelvin Drinkwater's been a massive part of that. Right, and he's been a part of that over the last 2-3 years. Terry obviously came in as head coach last year, massive. We've also got Mike Cardwell in last year, ex-player. He knows what Blackwood Rugby is about, and obviously then we managed to surprise you from Penalty.
Yeah.
Right, so you've settled in.
Yeah.
What's great about it is the fact that you are now starting to work with the youngsters.
Yeah.
The first thing that you did was identify the youth boys were coming out. The first thing I saw was the youth boys were coming out. You took them under your wing straight away.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Started talking to them, working with the halfbacks.
Yeah.
So we've looked again the right people in the right places, and I got to be honest, Mark, I think you agree.
Yeah.
I think we've done that so far.
Yeah.
And we're going to stop there.
Yeah, when we sort of come into it, the rugby was sort of cost us a fortune, and we wasn't happy the way we was playing.
No, it's not.
And then during COVID, we took the opportunity to reset, and it was a big decision, wasn't it? We decided, we was going to go with our youth side and run it, and as it happens now, we've got a side that is probably 90% homegrown. So a brilliant junior section, and it's just like this year now. I think we had 6 or 7 out, was it this year?
Yeah, 7.
And they're all quality boys. There's 2 or 3 of them already pushing for the first team.
Well, we are witnessing that more than more. So see, coaching them on a Saturday, and they're standing out. And again, this season and last season are both. The youth boys are coming out. Some are slotting straight in the first team even, and some are there or thereabouts. I think. And those ones who haven't started straight in, it's just because there's so much competitive for positions, and we're getting 50, 60 boys training some nights. On a good night, it's 60 boys training. On a bad night, we're having 40. So not many clubs will get that. And I said it's all homegrown, isn't it? So.
Yeah, for me, it's everything I wanted. I wanted it. Doing it as a coach, you want the right culture, and what we are doing at the moment is absolutely spot on. The club's immaculate. The coaching setup is as good as it can be. And the kids want to learn, which is everything, isn't it? And like you said, you brought them through that system. They're Blackwood boys. They don't expect money. They just want to play rugby and for each other. And I think that's going to, a success behind that.
But what's great as well is the fact that, like you look at our mini junior section, we got a lot of ex-Blackwood players coaching.
Oh yeah.
You got your Lloyd Extons, you got your Jenkos, Simon Hughes. Right?
Yeah, people who play the game.
Sean Emery.
Blackwood boys,
Matty Dix. You've got boys there, Scungy, right? There's 9 or 10 of them in it now, right?
Yeah.
And they actually, so they know what Blackwood rugby is all about. They know where we are. It's not the Blackwood of 10 years ago. Money. Literally sort of like mercenaries bloody run on the pitch.
Yeah.
Like I said, they know what Blackwood rugby is about. So we got good people in the mini juniors and also the youth then. You look at the youth team last year. They've had a coaching management there now for like a good 3 years. Jason West, Willie,
all Blackwood men.
Craig Gould is there now. Massive experience, ex first class player himself, cross skis, and literally, so we look at that and we think we made it, but it took a long time, didn't it?
Oh yeah,
because where we were when the boys were in youth, we were thinking, God, where are we going to be? We're just about recovering financially, business wise, everything else. We're going on our feet, and then luckily. We're on a good roll, a lot of work.
It's like, for a couple of years we had a side full of 18-year-old boys, and the disappointment was a few ex sort of Blackwood players were looking at it and saying Blackwood are rubbish, Blackwood are this, Blackwood are that. Blackwood was never rubbish. We just had to wait for them to sort of age and mature.
And that's the key, Mark. That is the key to anything.
And now they are starting to mature, and these boys, they're quality players. It's which they're proving.
Yeah. Superb. So the plan for the future, I mean, like I said, I wanted to touch on the business side of it. The club is moving towards a business sort of entity now, isn't it? It is like a wedding venue place, weekly. So Rich, do you want to run through, or Mark, do you want to run through exactly what the week is looking like, or do you get...
Well, we have a meeting every month, right? But when you go in the office, there's a main whiteboard on there, and it tells you exactly, the timetable for the month, right?
Yeah. For the week.
So there's a finance meeting like every fortnight as well.
Finance meeting every 2 weeks.
Right, so that's good.
Yeah. So the massive thing is obviously we've invested heavily in our rooms, right? So the Griffin Suite now, we spent 20 grand on that, 30 grand on that, just on air conditioning, new carpet before the flood, new carpet, new furniture, toilets. Really making us a premier venue for obviously events, right? Well, those events are not just a club event every month, we have shows and stuff like that, but we have a lot of funerals now, a lot of wakes, a lot of birthday parties, a lot of private, we got Gavo in there now.
That's what I mean, it's being utilised every day, isn't it, really?
It's busy, a big turnover every year, however, there's a lot of expenditure, because we've employed staff, obviously a bar manager, Trudy, absolutely fantastic. There's staff wages on top of that. You know what the expenses of that, and overheads. Massive.
Yeah.
We've tried to reduce those overheads now with the grant that Simon Nye's got. In fairness, we call him the grant man.
Yeah.
Because in fairness to him, the grants
why not? It's
the grants he's getting for the club, and you look on top of the roof. There's like, was it 50 panels up there?
Yeah.
so we got to reduce our
Touching
overhead costs.
Yeah, touching the grants, and the WIU is plenty of money, don't they? To be,
Yeah, that.
do you know what I mean?
You know, our biggest expenditure coming though is we need to replace the astroturf for you after the flood.
Yeah, I was going to mention that, but yeah,
that's damage the brand.
It's a massive challenge, isn't it?
And you know, that was heartbreaking. You know, it was. You was coming down, you know, watching the kids on a Sunday, and you was flourishing you again, you know, and then to have it taken away with the flood. But you know, it's a big project. It's probably 80,000 to put it right. You know, we got a bit of work to do before we even think about it, as in sort of how we're going to protect it. But it will get done.
Yeah, I think it's a bonus, isn't it? For any other rugby club hasn't got that facility. No. It's a bonus. It's not affecting our running, but if we had it, it'd take us to another level again. Wouldn't it?
You know, when you got the 7 and 8s training on a Sunday morning, it's a way to develop them. You know.
Tremendous.
Yeah, because it's right next to Clement, right on the pitch, and it is a nice sight to see. Like I said, and not just that. Obviously, the seniors, the women, the youth, they all use it as well, don't they? So it was a massive blow. But you saying at the business side, I think obviously being a part of the club, at the moment we got a nice good balance between the rugby and the business side of it. It's going hand in hand. And I think it complements each other, doesn't it? Because obviously we're not relying on sponsors.
Without a doubt, you know, without a doubt. You know, we go to the sponsorship committee and or the finance committee, I would say, and if we want anything, we can have it. You know, within reason. You know, it's working well. We're well out of the red now, so
which is
we're a happy club.
Nice to hear and nice to see, obviously, because obviously for a long time the club was deteriorating, not just rugby wise, but as a building as well. But obviously that's been put right.
The big thing, Ted, is obviously we had a flood 2020, 2024 was the last flood, and like Martin just said, now we still got a lot of money to spend on flood defences. Right, we've just had a finance committee and 25 grand budget now to actually sort of put extra things in place now. These blocks now.
Can I touch on the plan of that, because it's a complicated thing, because it's nature and how you get around the nature of the river, right? You've got to leave it, but it's things you can do. Is that right? You can. Yeah,
we've had professional influence in, so we've done what we can legally do with the river. So we put boulders sort of. To keep the river line in the river, and obviously boulders across.
Right.
As you know, the last flood, I mean, it just totally destroyed our pitch. I mean, our pitch was inactive for like 3-4 months because of all the rocks and the rubbish that came over the bank onto the field. So hopefully, the boulders will keep. In the event of another flood, hopefully the boulders will retain a lot of that debris in the river itself.
It's an incredible subject, isn't it? You know, you run a rugby club and you're fighting against the nature.
Yeah, but we've always known we're on a floodplain, so we've got to allow the water onto our field. You know, we've got to allow, but we don't want all the trees and all the boulders that come with it.
Right.
So the water's fine. You know, it's just
that's it. That's a good thing with the club. So it is a challenge, and I think we'll get back to that. It's obviously the AstroTurf that'll get back. Credit to the two of you. What the nights club open on the night in the week? What's the nights it's open and shut? Is it shut at all? A Wednesday?
It's just a Monday night. It's shut.
Only on a Monday night. So if you want to come down for a drink, we'd open every night. Just a Monday night on a Monday night.
It's a Monday night.
Bring your family.
But touching on obviously the business side and the rugby side, we also have the darts teams here as well. Was it Friday and a Sunday?
That's flourishing the darts at the moment. You know, it's obviously
something we want to get on, Terry. The darts team.
They're going to be part of the pod.
We'll have a competition.
But they again bring the crowd and the revenue.
But they've also started coming to support the rugby as well. So you know,
they're on the bus.
We've got another group of supporters now.
They come to the weekends, do they?
Yeah,
they're part of it.
That's part of it, and that's just it's priceless. You know, priceless, isn't it? For trying to create. So I think credit. I don't think we need to talk about it anymore. I just want to say credit to you two from my playing days, for you committing yourself after playing to want to run this club and doing an exceptional job. Agree?
Oh, definitely. I think I've had the pleasure of playing. I've been coached by Rich. Been coached by Martin.
Wonderful.
And yourself as well. So it's a bit nostalgia, but I feel like a youth boy again now. In the
long time ago.
Yeah, long time ago.
Before I came to the club, I wanted to be around players I played with because they'd understand me, and it's perfect for me. I'm a lucky boy. So, boys, thank you very much for the night.
Appreciate you both.
Thanks for coming in. All the best. Thank you, gents. Cheers.